Is here. Air dryer, black color, and this truck, because the dollar went down, it's 10,000 bucks cheaper than when we were talking about T800 last year. So Canadian. So it went down by like 7,000 US, but that includes my wet line, fenders, pretty much for this money. Sales tax is still on top, but I don't have any deals yet, right? This was just kind of like we finalized the spec. Yeah, check this one out. We finalized the spec, and now all they want is as soon as I have the money and I pull the trigger, if I decide to go with this one, they just want $5,000 Canadian to start the production. And of course before that we have to sign the agreement, and I have to secure financing either from them or from my leasing company where they just sold my truck. So we'll see. But I was also talking to the Freightliner guy about SD122, but it takes him a long time because with these guys we already were working like almost a year, right, with this Kenworth, and a lot of thought and effort went into all these details. So now it was much easier for this guy Chris, the new sales guy I'm dealing with at Kenworth. He just took all that and transferred to 880 with a couple of changes. Then we just modified to fit this new model because the frame is different, the positioning is different, so we had to struggle with that wheelbase, because I definitely don't want 272 inch. Call me crazy, I want it like even 265 for me is already long. But I'm under a permit in Ontario, and the annual permit allows me to drive empty because this is kind of like a special operation. But I am getting a new truck. So, but yeah, Freightliner takes a very long time to finish. He sent me some preliminary specs yesterday. The price probably would be cheaper, but I was really tired, like how long it took to sell this Mac, and I just got lucky, like last month of the year I got lucky. I guess they just had some money they needed to spend for their budget. So I don't want to go through this again with the next truck. So I want to get a truck which people will want to buy, right? And I don't think that's a Freightliner. I think it's either Epidode or Kenworth. I don't think selling a Freightliner will be that different from selling a Mac. It'll be a horror story. Don't get me started. Now, number 3 point over here was about new rear ends. And the car drives fine inside the city, but once I go on the freeway again, it's just the ratio is too fast. So I want to raise up the RPM a little bit, and this will also improve the performance inside the city when you go through gears. The guy told me a couple of days ago, they said 1,000 to 1,500 Canadian. And now he priced it out exactly based on my VIN number. He says $15.99. I said, order the gears. And so I called him this afternoon. So the guy's ordering the gears. So he'll probably have them tomorrow. So I'm just going to leave my car. Because when I drive to Florida, I want to have a car that responds and then goes through gears fast, and that I don't have to constantly shift between gear 6 and gear 5. So the new camera, nobody cares about that, but I was thinking just getting again that D7500. I like Nikon, and it's a cheap camera, but it's a new generation with very nice sensor, just good for wildlife, and gonna get a big lens and then a small one for street photography, for give you guys pictures of my loads on the truck. When it's loaded, I find that the pictures look much better when I use a good camera. Then I can use those as thumbnails on my videos on YouTube, so it gives you, it's more fun. Like I can play with various angles when I have a wide angle zoom. Like on a Nikon, there's a Tamron 1024, which is 1535 millimeters. Crazy lens. I really loved it. So I want to get it again. And then, yeah, my brother's coming for a visit. I don't know when exactly, but I told him let's do it sometime in January. So I gave him kind of like a direction what to do. I said, I'll take care of the ticket. I'll take care of your... I'll send you some money for your visa, because he needs a Canadian visa to enter Canada. And I said, just go to or call the embassy over there in Moscow and just find out what the requirements are. And then when you're here, I'll show you Canada, and then we'll go, you know, just go to Niagara Falls, Canada, and then maybe we'll go, if we can get a visa at the border with the States, we can go to, you know, like spend a couple of days in New York City somewhere to find a cheap hotel in the suburb, and then just take a subway or a bus, go to Manhattan, you know, and he, of course, he's like a serious photographer. I said, bring your camera, so we'll just do some cool photography, you know, like on the streets in Manhattan. And then we'll go to Florida, you know, just find some hotels over there. And that's the plan. So those are some minor, nothing major, some minor news and some expectations for the future. So not sure yet where I'll be celebrating Christmas, which I normally don't celebrate. For me, it's December 31st. January 1st is the biggest holiday, because that's how I was brought up by the Communist Party of the Soviet Union. Thanks you, Uncle Lenin. But this week is gonna be, I'm gonna be running around like crazy, and we'll try to post another video when the truck is really sold, and once I decide for sure which one I'm going with. But for now, I would say 90% it's Kenworth, because it's a good value. And it's a new generation truck, and it's built in Ohio, which shouldn't take that long to bring over here. It's just like 5 hours away, and everything is installed at the factory, and it's the engine I want. You know, I want Cummins with lots of power. A very comfortable truck. I'm pretty sure it'll be easy to sell when the time comes to sell it. So that's my week. My week of Christmas, you know. Interesting stuff is happening. So thanks for watching. Sorry for the long video as usual, but actually I'm not sorry, because there was a lot of stuff to cover here. Now those guys that fell asleep, they'll be sorry now, because they missed all this fun. Talk to you later, boys and girls. Be good. Try to get on the good side of Santa this year. All right. Just forget last year, but at least this year do something. Okay. Talk to you later.